Hello my dudes and welcome back to the channel. It is I, Saz Books, with another reading vlog. She's just a whore for reading vlogs. She is. No one can stop her. It's been a while since I've done a reading vlog. My last semester of college. I have exams this week and I'm shitting it. We don't care about that. The only thing we care about is books. The book I'm currently reading is Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and I'm actually planning to finish this tonight. I get in these mindset where I'm like, if I get to a certain page, I can finish that book that day. Okay, right. I'm on page 280. There is 450 pages in this book. In my head, I'm like, I'm good to go to finish this whole book. I'm reading this book so quick, so I'm like, I could do it. It's 7 o'clock right now. I want to go outside slightly because it's still kind of sunny and read. And yeah, and just vibe out. This is a new romance book from Elsie Silver. It's in her new series. And it's kind of in the same universe. It's in the same universe as the Chestnut Spring series, which is her other romance series. And this follows the main character Ford. And what is your name, woman? Where is your name? Rosie. And Ford is the brother of Willa, who is the main character in Heartless, which is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. All the books too have like someone having a child. Like Ford has a daughter. And I didn't really know how to feel about that because I'm not really too fond of the... Like, I don't care about the single dad trope, but I just don't love it either. I don't, like, go searching for it. But his daughter is 12 years old, and I kind of feel better, slightly. Is this crooked? It's good banter. It's just I'm frustrated because I'm reading this other book. I'm listening to an audiobook. It's called A Touch of Darkness. It is a Hades and Persephone. It's just a fucking smut book, to be honest. There's no plot. The smut's not even that good. I don't even like it. I have an hour and 30 minutes left of that book. I know this is probably really random from when I was talking about this book. The linking aspect is that both of the characters, the females in both characters, in both books, are in denial about their feelings, and like, I only have an hour and 30 minutes left of A Touch of Darkness. And she's still in denial. I'm like, woman, get your head out your ass. And like, she doesn't believe, oh my god, she's getting, oh, I'm not liking that book. But then I'm projecting my feelings of that book onto this book because the main character, Rosie, is slightly giving signs of the main character in that one, of Persephone, and I'm just amplifying it. But the two main characters have known each other since they were kids. And then Rosie comes back because she lost her job to the Rose Hill town. And your man Ford is there, and she moves in with her brother, and then she becomes the assistant of Ford. So they're all the books that I'm currently reading. So that one and the audiobook. I bought books, so we're going to do a quick book haul. Because who else would I be? I got, oh, it's kind of it's matching. That's cute. I got Marriage for One by Ella Mays, and I'm really excited to read this. I read her other two books, Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor, when they were on Kindle Unlimited, and I love them. And I'm really excited for this one. I have no idea what it's about, but it's a romance, and I'm really excited. And it's thick, and it has a new cover, which is why I think they got put off Kindle Unlimited, because they were actually published. Anywho, next book I got was Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, and I really loved These Violent Delights duology, so I really wanted to read this. And it's set in Shanghai, the 1930s, and I think it's still got to do like kind of Romeo and Juliet, where it's like the Montagues and the Capulets, or whatever the other rival family thingbobber is called. The main character, she works as an assassin for her country. Very excited to read that. Also, next book is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, and I can't wait to read this too. I just love Ali Hazelwood. She's really good. Romance books. I loved Check and Mate. That's the most recent one I read from her, and I absolutely adored it, and I want her to write more young adult no smut books because I absolutely loved it. The only book I've read from her besides Check and Mate is I have Love on the Brain, but I haven't read it. I've read The Love Hypothesis. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a STEM romance again. What else would she do besides STEM romances? The next book is called The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. This is by Roshani Chakowski, and I can't wait to read this too. I'm really excited. It's like a gothic book, and it's so short. It's like less than 300 pages, and I for real thought this was a fantasy book. I don't think it is. I think it's about like secrets in marriage, cursed friendships, marriage steeped in secrets. I'm really excited, but I for real thought this was a fantasy book. But nevertheless, we're supporting this author. The next book I had from the library, but I wanted to buy it physically and just to have it in my collection because I have every single one of Kerry Maniscalco's books. This is Throne of the Fallen. It's in her new fantasy series, and it's got to do with like the 7 demons. So this one follows Prince of Envy, and I enjoyed it. It was a good book, good fantasy book. I didn't love it. So that's the dealio right over here. So I'm going to go outside now before it gets too dark or too cold to go outside. I'm not excited for this week. I'm excited but also very not excited because whenever I have exams, I want to read all the time. Girlies, it's like the 4th of May and I've read 2 books. That's not good. That's not right. I have my first exam on Friday, the next one's Saturday, the one after that's Tuesday. I'd be shitting it to be honest. But nevertheless, we persist onwards. See you guys in the next clip. Peace. As expected, I finished Wild Love last night at like 12:30 in the morning. I'm going to give this book 3.5 stars out of 5. I honestly think I should have put it down once I started feeling feelings of annoyance. It happens sometimes with romance books where I just generally start to feel annoyed with every single character, everything that they're doing, just because I think I've read too much romance. If I put this book down and then picked it up when I wanted to, I probably would have rated it higher. I still do recommend it. Honestly, read the Chestnut Spring series. It's such an unlikely series I really enjoyed. I was looking at my TBR. I was wondering what book should I pick up now. And I picked up this book just because it's so skinny. I was like, you've influenced me, you skinny little shit. So this book is like 288 pages. I unfortunately got to page 138 of this book, so I read this amount today. This book is really not what I was expecting. It's kind of magical realism. It follows a male character who has a bride, and then it follows the bride's best friend also, but way different timelines. So the husband is more up to date, and then the best friend is years ago, because her and her best friend, the bride of the man, they are best friends. But their relationship is so weird because they both like live in a fairy tale. They both tell fairy tales to each other. They imagine that like fairies are watching them. All this weird magical stuff. And there's an underlining thing of what happened to the best friend because she disappeared. There's like so many secrets, and this house seems like it's alive, and it's very odd. I actually don't know what I'm reading. It's giving me like same feelings that The Night Circus I feel would have, and other books by that author. I can't remember the name of the book that I read. It's really like gothic fairy tales, like a lot of fairy tales, and like the characters kind of speak in fairy tales to each other. It's such a different book than what I thought it was. And also I saw a typo so I looked through the praises again. For Chloe Gong it's CHLOE. Well, they forgot the L in her praise. So, just a quick little FYI. The writing is still really nice. It's really easy to follow. Whereas with the Night Circus, that author, I read a book from that author, I can't remember the name of it, but that book was like too whimsical, where I'm like, I genuinely do not have a clue what is happening. Whereas this book, the writing is nice, but I understand what's happening. It's just very weird. But girlies, I should not be reading because I forgot to. I have an essay due on Tuesday. I haven't started it. It is Sunday and it's due on Tuesday. I haven't started it, and I also didn't study at all today. My swimming has not been good. I didn't swim at all this week. I didn't exercise at all this week. But right now I'm going to feed the chickens. I'm going to go walk the dogs. It's probably like 6:30 in the evening right now, but it's still such like beautiful weather. Like I want to go outside. I have been outside a lot reading, like just on the chair with my hat on, with my pajamas on, because of course what else would you do when you're outside but have pajamas on. Hopefully I have updates for you where I'm like starting my essay. That would be ideal, to be honest. But I'm glad I finished Wild Love. And in my head, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I think I can finish this book. Even though this book is short, it did take me a while to get to the 138 page book, because it's not like a romance book where I flew through this. Like, I got through like 100 pages in less than an hour. I'll talk to you later. I finished The Last Tale of the Flower Bride last night. In the early morning, I finished this book. This book is not a fantasy. I was reading reviews after I finished it because I was so confused, so conflicted, and someone perfectly described what this book is. She said that it is a gothic thriller inspired by fairy tales, folklore, and mythology. This is this book. So it's dual POV. It's from the bridegroom, who's the man, and then the best friend, Azure. I was way more invested in the best friend's POV because you got to see like more of the backstory of them like growing up. And I don't know. I finished this book and I was so confused because the writing was really nice and it was a very interesting book. I was intrigued. The house seemed to be like its own character. The fairy tales were very nice, very well written. But the thing is, I do not care for like beautiful prose. I don't care for amazing lyrical writing. I just don't care. I really like if I just like the characters. And in this, it was a very like small group of characters, which was nice because you got to like really delve into who each character was, because we only had the man, the woman, and the other woman, and like kind of some of the side characters, but like they were the three main people, so it was nice to just get them. But ladies and gentlemen, I guessed the plot twist. So there's one really big plot twist that like gets everyone, and I think that's why people rated it higher. This plot twist to me was kind of obvious, because I swear I've read a book or I've watched something that had the exact same plot twist and I guessed it, and I was like, I really hope I'm not right, and I was right. And it's not a moment like, yes, I'm right. It was more like I wish I wasn't right. I wish it was like something else, like so random. But I've given this book 3.75 stars out of 5. If you like gothic, like beautiful writing, fairy tales, definitely give this a go. It was a very interesting book and I do love this author. I would recommend it. It's just I was really not expecting to go into this book thinking that it's one genre when it's another genre. And then this morning I picked up Misery by Stephen King and I got to page 54. And Stephen King, I forgot how weird his writing is, in that he describes something, he goes on tangents in the books. Yeah, I forgot about it. I forgot it because it's been a long time since I read a Stephen King book. I think the last book I read from him was Sleeping Beauties, and I absolutely hated that book. It was so bad, in my opinion. I found it so hard to read it, and that was back when I was giving every single book 5 stars that I read. So me, back then, giving a book not 5 stars was crazy. And if I didn't like it, that means it was so bad. I read It by Stephen King, which I loved at the time, but it took me like 3 weeks to read. And also, if I read it today, right now, I would not like it. I don't think so. But nevertheless, we're talking about Misery. And I watched the movie for this, and I didn't realise I watched the movie for this when I bought it. I wish I didn't buy it, because I know what happens. But it is nice to read about it instead of watch it, because I did enjoy watching it. It was creepy, and I really do love the new covers. I think they're really, really nice. This is about the main character, Paul. He gets in a car crash. This woman, Annie, takes him into her house. She used to be a nurse, so she like takes care of him, but she's also his #1 fan because he writes books. And yeah, it's just downhill because she's a psychopath. And also in the car crash, he kind of like he didn't lose his legs, but there's something wrong with his legs where he can't move. She's drugging him, so he becomes addicted to these drugs, and she's not feeding him very well, so he's very weak. He's stuck in this bed in the middle of nowhere. No one knows that he's there. And yeah, I don't know if I love his writing, but we'll see how this goes once I read more of it. I'm not going to talk about studying because I keep on going on about it and I'm not making any progress, so I'm not going to talk about it because I'm annoying myself talking about it when I'm doing nothing about it and I'm complaining. So we're not going to talk about it, but it's about like 2:30, 3 right now. Peace. Hey girlies, we're going to play Call of Duty Zombies right now. I'm going to play with my brother. He's downstairs currently making a smoothie and I'm really excited to play. Last time we played we got to round like 32. It took us many hours. The background noise is the literal game right there. I think I'm going to order food later on tonight because there's literally no food in the house and my brother ate it all. This is what we're looking at right now. Let's just go into zombies. Okay, so I've just eaten the Chinese food and I'm also watching Ratatouille. I haven't watched this in so many years, so we are randomly watching it. I have 2 hours and 10 minutes to finish this essay. I've done 1,336 words, and I need to have 1,800, but I think I can leave it with like 1,700 and something. I did initially set my alarm at 5, then I went to 6, then I went to 7, and then I woke up at 7, then I was like, I don't want to wake up. Started working, so this has taken 3 hours to do this many words, which is record time, to be honest, because if I didn't have this pressure, I wouldn't have this much words done. Also, this is such unnecessary pressure that I put on myself. I'm gonna go back to typing. This was the plan of action for today. It is Thursday, 9:20 right now p.m, and I have my first exam tomorrow. It's on EU law, and ladies and gentlemen, I haven't finished the one I'm learning, so I have to know 2 things. I learned one of them, I finished it this morning, but I am questioning whether I remember it, because I was looking at the things up there, developments. I can't remember what's in that. I can't remember what's in that paragraph. Then I did another question, or I started it, I'm almost finished learning it, but also, do I remember what I learned? No, because I learned it today only, and it's for tomorrow. I'm not even thinking about the one on Saturday, because that's 3 questions, and I have not done any of that. But you know, girlies, is fine. I haven't read anything. I'm still reading Misery by Stephen King. I'm still on page like 50 something. I did start watching Modern Family again though, and I'm on season 1 episode like 18. So the plan of action for tonight is maybe go till like 11, or go till I have finished everything, that I'm happy. I have this really optimistic view that I'm going to wake up 4 a.m. and study for the one on Saturday. That is so optimistic. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And then I also have to go to college tomorrow morning to get for my exam, because it starts at 12:30. It'll be 2 hours long. I also have to move out of my house in college. So when I finish my last exam on Tuesday, I'll have to like take everything from my room and then put it in my car and then go home. I'll see whenever I talk to you next. We're at 10:15. On Friday. I had my exam. Actually went decently okay. That wasn't the one I was worried about. That's the one I actually did stuff on the day before and 2 days before. I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. I woke up at 7, which was such a shame because I had such high expectations. But once again, I feel like I can do it today. I can do it. I could do it. But now I have another one tomorrow that starts at 9, and I've just learned 1 question out of 3. So actually I didn't even learn it. I'm currently trying to remember what I learned. About halfway through that. For this one, I'm not trying to make the notes, or I'm not trying to learn like a lot for each question, because I won't be able to hopefully learn the majority stuff before tomorrow morning. I'm procrastinating studying by doing literally everything you can imagine. Like, I'm cleaning my room. Reading updates, there's none. There's not going to be any until Tuesday, maybe. Wish me luck on this exam tomorrow. Ugh. Okay, so it's the evening time again, and I had my exam this morning. I woke up at 4 a.m. I actually did it, but I didn't study that well because I was so stressed at the time. So then like my stress was like taking over like my study ability. Also, I look really sick for some reason. Like, I'm really pale. I don't know what's happening. Like, I feel okay. I did start my period today, but that doesn't usually lead to me looking like I'm sick. But the exam this morning was not good. It was not good, ladies and gentlemen. I did 2 questions. There was 3 questions we had to do. The 3rd question, I did like 2 lines for the 2 parts. I left 50 minutes early, and this is the one exam that everyone does not leave, because you're writing to like the last second. So your girl was not in a good way. I immediately left, got a chicken roll, went home, watched Modern Family. Have been doing nothing since, even though I have my last exam on Tuesday that I need to study for, because I haven't started because it was the one that's furthest away. So I'm like, I'm not going to start. Okay, girlies, just back from swimming, but I also did my last exam today. I finished college, which is so weird, and I did really bad in the exam. And I'm really disappointed in myself for not studying more, even though I had the time. It was just procrastination. Oh, there's people. 1 second.